My name's Crompton and I work for Astins. We're responsible for doing the internal partitions and dry lining within the hospital. Over the last few weeks I've been lucky enough to work with these guys from Govan High, namely Carly, Chantel, Aaron, Ian and Katie. And we were tasked with looking at the regeneration and the community impacts of the hospital. And it soon became apparent during our initial discussions that there were two distinct themes that were occurring. Firstly, there's the short-term impact of the hospital during its construction process, and then there's the longer-term impact on the area, and what effect would a hospital this size have on the wider community. And the first section is easy because it's happening right now. We can see it and just about everybody's got an opinion on it. The second is slightly more tricky. Whilst we know that certain things in Govan are changing and evolving as a result of the hospital, who knows what sort of legacy that's going to have for the next generation, the babies that are being born in the maternity hospital as we speak. So once we brainstormed these ideas, met with the town planners and the transport bosses, the challenge then became, how do we collect this information and put it into some sort of coherent presentation? So what you're about to see is a panel show that is set 25 years after the hospital has opened, looking back at the impact of the hospital over that time period. So without any further ado, I pass you over to the students from Govan High. Thank you.
Hello and welcome to this special edition of The Day Today, where we'll be looking back at the impact of the new South Glasgow Hospital over the last 25 years. Joining me on the show today are MP for Glasgow South West, Kathleen Monroe, President of Historic Govan, Professor Driscoll, Consultant Surgeon Dr Walter Wainwright, and Maggie McLean, who's lived in Govan for over 30 years. But before we start, let's take a look at some clips that we took in our documentary 2014 when the construction of the hospital was still underway.
I mean, it's a bloody eyesore. Look at it. I mean, the noise, the disruption, it's been unbearable. And now they've stuck a helipad up there. I mean, what's going on now? There's going to be buzzing all about. I'm not going to be able to sleep. I'm going to phone the house and I'm this close.
I think it's cracking having the biggest hospital in Europe right next door to you. That means on a Saturday night your best public standards not that far for us to go. It really is just right in your face, isn't it? It's a big monument to health and well-being.
The area is busy enough as it is. What's it got to be like when the patients start arriving and the visitors visiting those patients? And what about the doctors and the nurses? Where have they all got to live?
I think it's just what Govan needs, you know, as a community. It's creating jobs in the local area. I mean, my husband was unemployed there for quite a long time and he managed to get himself a job on the building site.
I think it's brilliant. It's brought loads of business to the local community. We've got a Greggs, a McDonald's and even a Domino's. I mean, it's just a cracking place to go and get something after a triple heart bypass surgery. That's cracking.
Some interesting points and concerns there from 25 years ago. Just picking up on the last point, what impact has the hospital had on local businesses? Maggie?
Like that young man said that they've got nothing but fast food joints from the hospital. I have to say that's a very negative look at what's actually happened. The hospital has attracted a number of new businesses into the area.
Oh, for sure. Numerous pharmaceutical companies have moved into the area and the aircraft business is booming.
Exactly, and existing businesses have expanded to hairdressing, to dairy, and usages. And with all due respect, even fast food chains create new jobs.
And before doctors moved into the area, there was numerous employed during the construction phase.
Yes, but they've all moved on. Where are they now?
Over 500 jobs were created during the construction process through the community benefit partnership, and that doesn't even scratch the surface in terms of on and off-site jobs created through subcontractors and suppliers. And those people, whilst they move on, have gained skills and experience to take elsewhere.
Dr Wainwright?
Well, I can't confirm or deny the figures with regards to the construction phase.
Okay, but how many people does the hospital now employ?
On excess of 10,000 staff in the year.
But we've got a new jobs on.
Well, no, but
And pick up another video. Govan's 7 we had again before this influx of people.
That's completely rubbish.
Okay, well, I'm going to have to step in there. Let's take a look at what Brian Tennant says back in 2014 when we asked him about the proposed upgrade in transport links and in particular about FastLink.
There's a need for an increase in the level of public transport in this area because of the size of the hospital, because of the number of people coming to it. The reason the project's been devised is that the hospital is totally different to what the current Southern General is. Current Southern General employs about 3,500 staff. The New South Glasgow Hospital is 10,000 staff. That's going to put immense pressure on parking and transport arrangements all around this area. It's also a catalyst for the major developments in the area, and the FastLink project that I'm involved in is precisely that, is to provide a segregated, mainly segregated bus route between Glasgow City Centre and the grounds of the hospital. The hospital itself should regenerate the community. There's lots of jobs coming into the hospital, which is fine to see. There should be lots of jobs coming in as a result of that. The experience of other developments elsewhere is these developments spawn jobs, help regenerate the community, and having a good quality, frequent bus route between here and the city centre should add the attractiveness for developers to come in, add new buildings, new workplaces on the line of route and very close to the line of route between the hospital and the city centre. So the aim is to get people out of their cars, make sure the community is not swamped by cars of the massive numbers of workers that will be here coming to the hospital in the future. So what we're doing is making sure the facilities are in place before that happens.
And this is my point. All the things Brian just talked about have been successfully implemented and have been of great benefit to the whole community.
Yes, but what cost?
Sorry, I don't follow.
Well, the destruction of our heritage, for example, the Clyde Tunnel service since 1963 has now been converted into a museum.
Yes, because it's not needed. Public transport links have been improved and maintaining them which is like drain on the public bus. Again, if we're talking about the impact of the hospitals, yes, it's still attacking the labour market now ship building, a sacrifice everything building, and with none of the big ships coming up to Clyde and peak build the bridge to serve both public and private transport.
I think it looks extremely nice.
Is it eyesore?
Okay, again, I'm going to have to stop you there. And whilst I think we have to agree transport links have improved, picking up on something else the man said in the first video, where have we put all these new people? Let's take a look at what the town planner said when we interviewed him about this back in 2014.
It's a major challenge in linking the banks of the Clyde, and I think the new hospital absolutely brings that into a sharp focus. I think that's also a major opportunity, to encourage more active forms of transport which are environmentally friendly, are healthier and are socially more beneficial. There's things that we know that there's going to be a lot of new people in the area, people who haven't been there before. That's going to change the employment pattern in the area. I think there's been a lot of attention paid on getting the hospital, making it happen, getting it happen on time. It's what I talked about, on time and on budget, getting core infrastructure in place like FastLink. But that's probably only the end of the beginning rather than the beginning of the end. Once the hospital opens, someone is going to be for the new people, how are they going to get to work? Will that cause problems with parking in the local area? Will it cause problems with road safety for the school?
So I think these that go on with the problem
More houses just mean more people, it's crowded and congested. Exactly, Matty. Nothing like the Euro days with Dom Stratford to the Euro Blitz at Green.
This might be a good point to bring in Peter Morey from the University of Glasgow. Peter, are you there?
Aye.
Apologies, there appears to be some sort of satellite delay. Can you tell us, Peter, what are some of the figures with regard to population in Govan?
Certainly. Interestingly, currently in Govan the population stands at 50,000. This is compared to the 125,000 in the mid-1970s. These numbers did reduce though to 12,500 in 2012.
That's interesting, isn't it?
Yes, very, and what's more interesting is that although the numbers of the population has increased, the number of people signing on has reduced.
Thank you, Peter.
You're welcome.
But as interesting as this is, we're going to have to leave it there.
Oh.
So the population is still half what it was in the good old days.
What the Drupal said 2012, I still see what better than what was brought about.
Other than the new jobs.
So, job.
Improving our housing.
Better transport lines, attracting new businesses.
And an increase in house prices for residents. Maggie got such a good deal when she sold up, and we've had to fly her in from the south of France.
We don't live here anymore.
Okay, but other than generating jobs, improving transport lines, housing, and driving up prices for local residents and houses, what has this new hospital done for them?
See, that's what we're listening.
Well, I think we're going to have to leave it there, but be sure to tune in next week when we'll be discussing what effect global warming has had on the Govan vineyards and wine industry.
Okay, so it's close. Okay, now, thing to remember, I think as Gordon said earlier, no matter who takes the trophy away, everybody's a winner today, right? So you've got to give yourself another clap because you were all brilliant, so well done. Okay, so the winners, and I have to say, they retained their title into Govan High, so well done. Well done to everybody. Come on, have the trophy. Well done. Brilliant job, well done. Yeah, so that's it. You're the captain, so well done.